Ah, good evening, and welcome to the Raven House of Mysterious Happenings. In tonight's movie review, we are going to look at the recent exploits of one Captain Jack Sparrow, in the latest installment of the popular Pirates of the Caribbean film series. So, since it be too late to alter course, mateys, here we go. Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. Now, this film is the fourth in the Pirates of the Caribbean film series by Walt Disney Pictures, and it stars, once again, Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow, along with Penelope Cruz as Angelica, Ian McShane as Blackbeard, and Geoffrey Rush as Captain Hector Barbossa. The film is written by Ted Elliott and Terry Rossio, is based in part on a novel by Tim Powers, and is directed by Rob Marshall. Now, this film opens in London, England, where Captain Jack Sparrow is attempting a daring rescue of his former shipmate, Mr. Gibbs, but unfortunately it doesn't go quite as planned, and Jack Sparrow finds himself in custody and brought before the King of England. The King informs Jack Sparrow of his knowledge of the Fountain of Youth and that Jack Sparrow may be in possession of that map, which is a point that was made in the previous Pirates film. Of course, Jack Sparrow is not interested in looking for the Fountain of Youth or for the King of England, and he does manage to escape. He also meets Angelica, a woman from his past, and soon finds himself aboard her ship, which turns out to be the Queen Anne's Revenge, captained by Blackbeard, who is Angelica's father. Blackbeard is very much interested in finding the Fountain of Youth, as he has a prophecy where he believes he will die very soon, and he wants to find the Fountain of Youth to renew his life. Meanwhile, Captain Hector Barbossa, Sparrow's nemesis from previous films, is now a privateer in the British Royal Navy, and he is also in pursuit of Blackbeard and Sparrow and looking for the Fountain of Youth, and he has his own agenda as well. So both ships head for Mermaid Waters. There's a ritual connected to the Fountain of Youth which says that a tear of a mermaid is needed, along with a pair of chalices, in order once the Fountain of Youth is discovered, and to be able to make it work. I really liked this latest Pirates of the Caribbean film. I thought it was very well done. It was very entertaining. I was a big fan of the first three films, and this film, I think, just, it's a new story with some new characters, but it still has that same kind of fun feel to it. And, of course, Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow, he just does a great job as always. He plays the character as he's played him before. Didn't really add anything to the character, but we expect some things. Just like with a Indiana Jones film or a James Bond film, we expect the main character to behave in a certain way, and Johnny Depp, of course, he does an excellent job as always. I think he's got this character down so well that it just seems like he was just having fun throughout. Penelope Cruz was really good, playing Angelica. She is the woman in Jack's life, and they have kind of a love-hate relationship, or more like it's like, well, he loves her, but he doesn't know if he can trust her, and she kind of feels the same way. So it makes for a great byplay. The two of them together, have great chemistry, and it just, really, she's the perfect foil for Jack Sparrow, and it really kind of makes it's kind of a nice, makes for a nice subplot to the story. Ian McShane is a great villain as Blackbeard. He's very determined, he's very intense, very scary. The ship seems to be under his mental control. He has members of his crew who are zombies that he has control over. So he's a very formidable villain. It's always kind of tricky to come up with good villains when you have a great, somewhat heroic character like Jack Sparrow. But McShane definitely brought a great villain to the part, and that's a great testament to the writers for creating this character. And Geoffrey Rush, of course, playing Captain Barbossa, does a great job as well. He's been a great addition. In the first film, he was a great villain. In the third film, he was kind of an ally to Jack, and here it's like he is kind of an ally and yet not. So again, it just kind of, the film kind of keeps you on your toes, and it's great. And Geoffrey Rush does a great job as well. He plays it very straight. His byplay with Johnny Depp is also great. So all these characters are just meshed really well. And there's a lot of supporting characters who do a great job. There's the subplot of the missionary on board who falls in love with the mermaid who is captured. That kind of makes for a nice little love story subplot, which is nice. And of course, there's playing members of the crew. Mr. Gibbs is back, and some new characters aboard the ship. So overall, the whole cast was good, and I just had a great time watching it. There's some great sword fighting, some beautiful locations. It was filmed primarily in Hawaii, but doubling for the Caribbean. But some beautiful locations at the same time. Some great set pieces, on Mermaid Island, and some caves, and of course on the ship, Blackbeard ship, which has the skeletons and the skulls around, and is very dark and very foreboding, which is a very great contrast to the scenes on the islands, which is very green and very some of it very very beautiful. And we've got Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow, just taking us through this whole story, and it's a lot of fun. There's a particularly great scene where they come to the Mermaid Bay, and the encounter that the men have with the mermaids is both really beautiful yet very chilling. These are the mermaids like the sirens of Greek mythology. They herald the destruction of the sailors. So it's like I said, it makes for a very nice but very terrifying sequence, and it was very well done. So overall, I love the film. It was so well done. I think they did a great job bringing a new chapter to Pirates of the Caribbean, and I can't wait to see if they decide to do more. I loved it, and I can highly recommend it. Just for all the fun and the excitement that we can get from film, this one is no different. It's just great. Well, that's about it. Thank you as always for listening.